Well, I moved here from Illinois, and I got here, and everything is so expensive that we couldn't afford to do anything, but we were on the streets, me and my husband. And from there, we got into a shelter, but the shelter doesn't provide food, clothing, toilet paper, nothing.
40 million people struggle with hunger in the United States, including more than 12 million children. In 2017, 39.7 million people were living in poverty. On a single night in 2018, roughly 553,000 people were experiencing homelessness in the United States, and 1/5 of them were children. African Americans account for 40% of all people experiencing homelessness, and 6 in 10 people experiencing unsheltered homelessness are white. The Indian American community, which is the richest ethnic group in the USA, also understands its social responsibility. Many Indian Americans have enthusiastically participated in various types of philanthropic work. It is not just the gurudwaras and temples that distribute free meals and provide basic amenities. Many Indian Americans and non-profit organizations also work day and night to uplift the lives of various underserved individuals and communities. The Indian values give a lot of importance to human dignity and to the self-respect of the beneficiary. That is why many Indian American families rarely allow anyone to film or video their acts of kindness. After multiple requests, we finally got the chance to film, but only a little bit. In Indian parlance, this philanthropic act is called seva, which literally means selfless service.
We've helped people of different colors, countries, nationalities, different languages. And we believe in the Hindu philosophy of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, and that was truly embodied in what Seva did.
I've just totally been amazed by what they've done over the years, not just to help the refugees here, but outreach to hurricane victims. They're working with a camp during the summer that deals with sexually abused children.
We are making programs in collaboration with so many different organizations, whether they are African Americans organizations or the Hispanic organizations or the school board authorities over here or the food banks over here. And with the help of these programs, we are trying to reach all different sections of the society. Not only that, but because we are US based, we are in a position to support the activities in the neighboring countries also, like in Suriname or Colombia.
In the early 90s, nearly 100,000 Nepali-speaking people in Bhutan were forced to leave the country. The majority spent years in the United Nations refugee camps in Nepal. Many also lived outside the camps in Nepal and India. In the second half of the 2000s, the United States made an offer to take 60,000 Bhutanese refugees. Refugees were also taken by Australia, Canada, Denmark, Netherlands, and Norway. According to this research paper, Bhutanese refugees were seen as attractive to receiving countries as they did not pose the security risk that was involved with Rohingyas, Somalis, Iraqis, or Afghans.
There were 96,000 refugees from Bhutan that are Nepali of 4 different religions. Originally, the United States was going to take 60,000. Atlanta became the initially largest spot. We had over 6,200 settled here. That number is probably half now because people moved to where other family members are and whatever. And they initially were settled in Clarkston, Georgia, which is the, quote, most diverse square mile in America, according to the New York Times. And it's a city of about 13,000, and a good 60 to 70% of the residents here are refugees. The motto here is Clarkston welcomes refugees. So it's an incredibly interesting place with a lot of refugee-owned businesses, and the Bhutanese that have been helped by seva and from other organizations have set up businesses, and very successfully, over 300 families here have purchased homes. So it's an amazing transformation, and the young people have done very, very well. We had 2 young men that our brothers a year apart get what's called Gates Millennium Scholarships. And a lot of this was with the help of support from seva in terms of helping them with English and things like that. We also have one young man that got a full scholarship to MIT, and 2 young girls that have got scholarships to Agnes Scott College, which is a premier women's college. So a lot of great things have been done with seva's help in many of these cases, especially with tutoring and obviously financial help for some of the families that have been in distress.
Bhutanese Empowerment Project we started in 2008. First time over here in Atlanta, as we noticed that Ralph Parker and Dr. Ravi Sharma, so they were able to identify a few refugees. Then we came to know that their needs, basic needs, because they were on the camps for a long period of time, almost about 20 years they were on the camps. So there were lots of problems, socio-economic problems, psychological problems, and the settling in this country was a big challenge for them. So in the initial stages, we helped them by providing jobs, then also helping them in giving them the basic needs, guiding them to the proper governmental authorities, the agencies through which they came, having good collaboration with them, finding out, providing them cars, donating them cars, and all such things we did. Till 2013-14, that phase continued. But then as they are getting settled over here, what we realized is that the students over here, they are really confused at this stage that what our identity is. So to educate them, we started conducting what is called as Bhutanese Heritage Youth Camp for youth especially. And in last 3 years, in more than 15 cities, we have been conducting this type of Bhutanese heritage camps, a day-long camp, which are totally managed and executed by the youth group from the Bhutanese community.
We have many local projects here, and right now one project is family service. So how to work within our local Indian American community, as well as the second project is Aspire, that we are going a big, where seva volunteers, mostly high schoolers and with their parents, they are running educational tutoring classes within local elementary schools in US for the local community.
Our mission is threefold. We try to help the community that we live in, so helping community in distress, promoting volunteerism, and also helping the various victims that we come across in disaster relief. So threefold mission during disaster relief: providing assistance to communities, helping in local needs, which could be very specific to a certain town or a country, and of course promoting volunteerism.
With damage costing nearly $125 billion, Hurricane Harvey of 2017 is one of the costliest tropical cyclones. It caused massive flooding in the Houston metropolitan area.
Not just in rescuing the community members who called on us because they were flooded out or their houses were getting really high water, but also in cleaning afterwards the disaster and rehab, and now in long-term recovery and rebuilding. This is something that we did because the community needed us at that point of time, and not just the Indian community, but the overall Greater Houston community in general. People from all walks of lives. We have had our beneficiaries come from, as I said, you can pick any country and probably we've interacted with them and we've helped them in some way.
There is the US1J, he come in my home, and then that time my grandmom just passed away. We don't have house rent to pay it. So he told me that he gonna help me out for the 2-month rent. And I decided to join the seva to help others just like me. And then I did it, but unfortunately I have to work for my family, but then also I make time to help the little kids.
We had some eye camp also, and a health camp also here in this temple from seva, which helped us very much. They provide us spectacles, treatment.
So there are so many doctors within our Indian community, and we requested doctors from Indian community like Dr. Ravi Sharma, Dr. Sheshu Sharma, Dr. Sanjay Parekh. So many Indian doctors from our community, they started with our help, or with their help, we started organizing health camp for them. Dr. Indra Menon has done so many eye camps for Bhutanese community. So we started organizing eye camps for them. Then we organized one big bazaar for them. We asked Indian community to donate, and we collected so many kitchen items, the blankets, the TVs, computers, laptops.
In order to attain self-dependence in the longer term, good quality education is an absolute must. People of multiple ethnic backgrounds are benefiting from SEVA's great efforts.
And currently we are helping more than 150 students that come to these centers and get assistance for education, and not just that, but also enrichment. And we help them acculturate because these kids are living in communities and they are going to school in those neighborhoods, they are shopping there, they do not know what are the opportunities that are out there for them. So we work very closely with the city infrastructure, with the Department of Education. We also work very closely with the school districts where these kids are going to school. So trying to build a bridge between nonprofit city and the school district so we can best serve these kids. This is a very popular program. We have been awarded several grants, and just recently we got the Unsung Hero in Public Education Award. It's called the Guiding Star Award, to recognize what we do every single day.
Nearly half of all US motels are owned by people of Indian origin, and most of them have their roots in the Indian state of Gujarat. The lesser-known side of this community is its tremendous interest in philanthropic work.
God bless us, and with God's grace we become a little bit successful. That doesn't mean we are not part of the society. So I always feel that in my heart that I am one of them, and it is my obligation. And we are all God's children, so they are all my brother and sister. So if I help my brother and sister, my parents who are my God, they will be happy.
They are moving ahead in their life. Their standard of living is improving. That satisfaction in their eyes is my inspiration.
There are many among us who would like to do something for the community. In Indian philosophy, the emotion that encourages us to serve others is called seva bhav. Seva bhav has no ulterior motives. The traditional dharmic Indian system encourages universal familyhood and sees divinity in everything that exists. This Indian element is now enriching 21st century America. See you again.